All right, welcome. I'm Ricky. This is Eve. We're the tender trainers. So we help subcontractors with their tendering. So basically, our goal is to help make this process as simple and successful as possible, so you can win those bigger contracts with less stress. Welcome, Eve.
Thank you.
Yeah, we try and do this on a regular basis. So feel free, jump on, ask us questions, drop in something in the chat. Also, DM us anything you feel like you'd like us to cover. This is basically your opportunity to hit us up about anything.
So, yeah, definitely. But the best, obviously, is to comment below.
Yeah, awesome. Cool. Should we get into it?
Yeah.
All right. So this week's topic that we've chosen for discussion is 4 key areas that you need to pay attention to so you can win more tenders with less risk. So essentially, when we train clients on tendering, these are the 4 core elements that we focus on to really improve that tendering and get it to a higher level.
Cool.
Tendering is, yeah, go.
Can we just talk quickly about why more tenders and why less risk?
Why more tenders?
Why do people want to win more tenders? Like,
well,
you know, we have some clients who come in and they actually don't want to take on a huge amount more work. Like that is some of our clients come in, they want to really add to their bottom line. They want to come in, they want to get to the £1 million mark. They want to get to the £2 million mark. They want to up their revenue. But some of our clients are actually like, I don't even want to win more work, but we still have work to do with them. So what's the win more tenders about?
Well, I think unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it with construction, tendering is a core element of winning work. Some companies might be lucky enough to get around it by doing certain things, but if you're like the 99% of other contractors, it's just a core part of winning work in maintaining your pipeline. So it's a core part of your business.
Yeah, but also what I'm trying to drive at, Ricky, is some of our clients, they'll be putting in 10 tenders to win one because they just haven't really got the right processes, the right level of professionalism in place. They're not building trust. And so even if you're kind of managing your pipeline, sometimes actually you could have so much more time in your business and so much more ease if you only had to go for 3 of those.
Yeah, absolutely. I think at the end of the day, your time, if you lose a tender, is not recoverable.
Yeah.
The time and money that you use for tendering is not recoverable. So one of the goals with tendering is to get that win rate up as high as possible so that you're effective as possible, meaning you're wasting less time. Your time is more allocated and spent in better ways. So it's pretty cool, really. We want to get that as high as possible.
Cool. Great. So
yeah, a very important aspect.
Excellent. So winning more tenders, which is relevant really for most, like all of our clients, even if they're not wanting to actually win more work, it's increasing the win rate and winning them more profitably, more safely is what we're actually specifically talking about today, with less risk.
Yeah.
So that includes having a good margin, but it also includes a lot of things actually at tender stage. The point is that we don't want our clients to just have more turnover or have more projects or have more work and not be able to manage it, find themselves in situations where they've got massive variation accounts that they can't get through with the client because they didn't notice something in the scope, the way ages apart from the client on the final account, so they lose money, or they didn't really fully understand the payment terms and conditions when they signed up, so they're not getting paid for what they thought they would be getting paid for. Those are all things I think that we see that can contribute to risk over the course of a project.
Absolutely. It's all stuff that follows on into the delivery and can really impact delivery and the bottom line at the end of the day. The goal at this stage is for the tender to flow smoothly into delivery, and when everything's done and dusted, you come out with your profit.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah, that's kind of what we mean by safely. So yeah, tendering to us really is more than just estimating, isn't it? It's more than just completing an estimate and sending in. To win tenders safely, you need to be more. You need to be doing more or looking at more than just the price, right?
Definitely. And it's amazing how many companies seem to think that tendering is just about price.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's wild. Yeah. So what are the components of tendering that we're looking at today? So we want our clients to win more tenders. We want them to have a great win rate. We want them to be able to go for tenders that they actually really do want to win and win those tenders rather than having this total scattergun approach. We want them to win them safely. We want them to finish jobs with profit in their pocket. So what's the four? We have 4 Ps, right, that form the basis of everything that we teach within our programs with our one-to-ones. Take me through them. What's the 4 Ps? Quickly, what the 4 are, and then let's go through them in detail.
Yeah, so that's exactly right. We work on a system of 4 areas, and we call it the 4 Ps of tendering. The 4 Ps are process, profit, professionalism, and protection.
Mm-hmm.
So starting at number 1, should we talk about number 1?
Yep.
Process. So process is what big companies do, and it's what you can do. It takes the guesswork out of tendering, who's doing what. It implements structure. It also ensures that you meet a minimum standard and that it's repeatable. So you're setting a minimum standard to achieve each time, and you're repeating it on a repeatable basis.
Right.
That's our first PE.
Yeah, it makes sense. So none of this kind of very structured approach. You know exactly who does what, when, where in the process. So you get in a tender and you just roll through what you're meant to do. So many of our clients get in a tender and they're like, I don't know what to do. And then it's like lastminute.com or, it just is, we just need to get it really streamlined. That's the point, isn't it?
Exactly. And most people will find if you're doing tenders, lastminute.com is, you're just cramming it in the last bit. It's probably because you don't have a good structure in place that's allowing you to do the tender in a structured approach with the right people coming in different parts.
Awesome. So that's where we always start. Very structured. It's in the process. We're going to make sure that you've got a very, very, as you say, repeatable process and that you just roll through it. Tender comes in, it just rolls through the process. What's the next?
Exactly. Next one is profit. So profit, which is directly related to your pricing, it's why we're here at the end of the day, isn't it? Profit is the whole target or goal of pricing well is to maintain your profit. So that's what we do. We focus on the pricing so that we're maintaining the profit. So we're including the correct overheads. We're applying risk where appropriate. We're minimizing pricing risk by getting quotes, etc. We're doing everything we can do in the tender stage to maintain that profit. So we've got it at the end of the job in the way that we price.
Yeah, definitely. None of this kind of finger in the air, throw a price in, let's just see what happens at the end of the job or at the end of the financial year when the accountant tells me whether I've made profit on the whole. If you don't know, especially if you're doing lots of smaller jobs, but regardless, if you don't know whether your projects are making profit or not, how do you, again, repeat that? How do you say, I don't make profit on this one, so I need to make sure that I understand that I know that, and that I understand why, so that on the next one you cannot repeat the mistake. Something I hear all the time is this thing of well, some you win, some you lose, whatever kind of thing. And it's like this gambling idea, like you do 10 projects or you do 4 projects and you win profit on 3 and 1 you don't. And it's like, I get that to an extent, but you should be doing everything you can to get every project profitable. And then if you lose one, you don't. Okay, what's the lesson? Move on.
Absolutely.
But it shouldn't be treated as just the way things are, because it's not.
Definitely. and that starts and is built off the foundation at tender time.
1,000%.
So it's super critical. I mean, I've been on jobs a lot where you're just, you're drowning because the tender and the price in the tender was wrong. So you're trying to meet rates that you just can't meet. And so that all starts at tender stage. You've got to get that right from the very first.
Definitely. And that's in the pricing. And pricing, when we talk about pricing, we don't just encompass like throwing rates at something, do we? We're talking about making sure that you're super clear on the scope, that you fully understand what contract T's and C's are, that you're really pricing everything. It's like a holistic view of pricing. And that's why we actually talk about profit here.
Absolutely.
Because it's overall, are you pricing for profit?
Exactly.
All right, we've got number 3.
Number 3 is professionalism. So this is really about putting your best professional foot forward, not only in what you submit, but also how you deal with the client, how you're coming across as a company, all of those elements that really, give a taste of your company. This is an important step for me, particularly, and I'd love to hear what you think about this, Eve, but particularly from having sat on the other side and choosing a company to work on a package for one of my projects. If they don't seem like they've got things together, I'm not really confident that they can come on and deliver for me. I don't know what you think, Eve. That was how I always felt.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you want to know, basically the level of professionalism should suit the project. And so if you're going for a 500 grand project somewhere in central London for a large main contractor, say, like subcontract package, or £1 million subcontract package, you're going to want to have a pretty clear tender return. You're probably going to want to have multiple meetings with the client. You're going to want to have a program, maybe a P6 Primavera. You're going to want to have a suite of tender return documents that you're returning. So it kind of depends on the level that you're at as to what that professionalism actually looks like. And we help our clients tweak that, because if you submitted that full tender pack like that for a 50 grand joinery package on a refurb somewhere, on something far smaller, you might find that they're a little bit like, whoa. So you want it to match the level as to how many documents you return, but there's key documents that we always return that help make it super clear what's been priced for.
Yeah, absolutely. Last P then, yeah?
Yeah.
Last P is protection. So this is about being confident you've set up for a smooth delivery. A lot of this comes back to contracts and knowing what you're signing up to, making sure that what you're signing up to when you sign the contract, it matches how you've priced the job and what you've included in the price. It's really about that contract rolling on for a smooth delivery that encompasses your price, that doesn't go off on a tangent. And making sure things run on the job smoothly, and again, your profit's protected through the delivery.
Yeah, definitely. And this is an area that we feel so passionately about, don't we, Ricky? It's such to be honest, I feel as if with contracts, so this protection piece, a lot of it's around the contract and what you're actually signing up for, right? And it literally, we call it protection because this is you protecting, you said, your profit, so you're protecting your business, actually. And so many businesses go under or face hard times because the contract wasn't fully understood. And knowing this, understanding this about the industry, seeing it play out in all my time as a quantity surveyor for main contractors, and I know you've seen that play out as well in your roles for main contractors, Ricky, and then the frustration of sitting with a client or sitting in a meeting with a subcontractor when I'm working main contractor side, and having them just say, oh yeah, I just never read the contract. And you're like,
yeah,
all of the work can mean nothing because you just didn't read a certain clause in the contract. So what we say, we teach basic contract terms and conditions. We teach basic contract law. We teach it in a way for construction. We teach it in a really simple, high-level way. So we're like, these are the key things you need to know. This is what can really trip you up. And then we say, if you're not going to read the contract, pay someone to do it for you. You're going to spend £400 or £500, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, to have someone run through, read the contract and tell you what you need to know, what you need to watch out for, and what you need to go back on. And it'll be the best money you ever spend in your business, apart from our courses and programs. It should be done every time. So either learn it yourself and implement, or if you're just never going to do it, get someone else to do it, because you can't afford not to be honest.
No, absolutely. And I think, unfortunately, more than not, from my experience being on the main contractor side, I don't see this bit done well. I see contracts signed blindly. I see variations put forward that the contract doesn't allow because the contract's not understood, or main contractors putting on contract terms to the subcontractors that the subcontractor didn't understand. For example,
let me ask you a question, Ricky, and I think this kind of says it all. What is the thing that you have always done your first day on every job you've ever started on?
I pick the contract up, I give it a read. As a project manager and even a QS, I've done QS roles as well. That's what I do. I pick the contract up, I read the head contract, I read the subcontracts. I really understand what contractually the scope is and what needs to be delivered.
So that's exactly, and that's what I've always done too. That's what I've always been told to do first day, and that's what I always, as soon as I had a little more experience, jumped in and did for myself. Read the contracts, understand fully what the scope is, and almost always understood it better than the subcontractors, that's for sure. But that's what you do on main contract side. You know that contract inside out, and then you administer the contract. So yeah, it just scares me when our clients don't actually have that knowledge. Ricky, we've got a comment from Catherine here. And she said, I'm not sure if it's something you'll be able to assist with, but I'm an electrical freelancer to start in November. Awesome. I hope that's going well. I'm trying to find ways to bring in more business and win work for my clients. So she's probably, okay, cool. So she's thinking about leads, I'd say. So probably wanting, so what do you say about that, Ricky? How can we find more work for our clients' leads?
What do you think, Eve?
Well, we have to give a shout out to Prosper because we partner with Prosper. Oh, I haven't even put a LinkedIn post up about that, but Prosper is the first recommendation that I'd give. Catherine, your clients can get one lead free with Prosper, so jump on and have a look at their website. I think the website is weallprosper.co.uk. I'll drop it in the comments. And yeah, it's definitely worth them having a little look at that, signing up for a free lead, seeing if it works for them. And taking it from there. I'm trying to find ways to bring in more business and win work for my clients. She may be talking about leads, or Catherine, trying to find ways to bring in more business. I wonder if she's talking about business for herself and win work for my clients. Yeah, I think, so if it's leads, then weallprosper.co.uk. Do you want to clarify your question? What exactly, is it more business for yourself? Are you wanting to get better at winning tenders? Because we can definitely help with that as well. Might be worth us having a conversation offline. But yeah, if you want to drop another comment, feel free as well, and we can clarify from there.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I think that's kind of it then, isn't it? While we wait for if Catherine responds, otherwise we'll take it offline.
Yeah, perfect. One thing as well that I just want to clear up, because I feel like everyone's like, what's going on? Are you guys in different places? Like, why aren't you together? Do you want to answer that, Ricky? We kind of are, but we kind of aren't.
Well, it's hard to do these kind of things when we sit next to each other, even though we do work in the same office effectively. So we split it, don't we?
Yeah. So I'm downstairs. We have a co-working space in our apartment. I'm sitting downstairs and you're sitting upstairs in our apartment.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the answer. But yeah, we're usually sitting downstairs working together, but it's a little, as you say, it's a little hard to do when we're together on video, so we tend to separate.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. I am going to, I think we're done, so I'm going to finish up. But Catherine, what I'm going to do, feel free to post a comment and we can DM a little bit offline as well. We can jump on a call. It's no drama. I just feel like otherwise I'm going to be awkwardly extending when we've run out of things to say. Unless you have anything else, Ricky. Actually, do you know what we could do? We could talk quickly about Pipeline to Growth, because that is launching next month and we haven't been shouting about it enough yet. So Pipeline to Growth kicks off next month, the 24th of April, so it's just under a month now. And Ricky, do you want to give a little heads up on what that's about?
Yeah, I'm excited about this one. Really, we've had very successful clients that we've taught on a one-to-one basis. Mm-hmm. Pipeline to Growth is really bringing that success and these tools and teachings into a different kind of program where a curriculum is available, one that you can go and watch and learn, as well as access to us and tender reviews and guest lectures, etc. Really bringing all that great knowledge and wealth and helping you further your tendering and business.
Got it. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I love how you said that we've brought all that one-to-one knowledge and experience in, because we have. And I think the reason that we feel so excited about this is because we always had our course, Get Ready to Tender. Get Ready to Tender is awesome for those people who are like just starting out with tendering, whether they are whether they're doing it themselves and they're a director, or whether it's like team members that they've brought on, maybe juniors who just aren't super comfortable with estimating yet, etc. So that's kind of our Get Ready to Tender program. And then we've always kind of had Get Ready to Tender alongside one-to-one, which is a little bit more of a step up. It's working with directors who are getting more stability in their pipeline. It's working with people who are already earning, 500 grand plus turnover a year up to $1 million. Although turnover gives us a good indication, but to be honest with you, it's more about where the client's at as well, how hungry they are to take the next step, how many projects they're already kind of working on, how familiar they are with the industry, etc. But so now all that kind of knowledge and experience we've had from training subcontractors over the last 3 years, we're pulling it together, and we're just pulling it all out into this curriculum that previously has only been actually in our one-to-ones, because we've had this baseline knowledge, and then we've had our one-to-one clients who we've really worked with really closely, and now we're pulling some of that one-to-one out to just pour it into curriculum. We've got twice weekly sessions, Q&A sessions. We've got guest experts, and we've already got a few lined up. And it's just basically a little coaching container where we've got people coming in and we're going to send them out the other end, winning consistent tenders, easily bringing in hundreds of thousands more pounds than what they currently are. And effectively just having some confidence in themselves and their business and stable foundations that they can go out and they can tender for work and they can win it in a safe way. They can protect themselves as well. We're on a mission to do this. We want our clients to have more knowledge, more information, more just safety in their business. These are all things that are super important for us. So start 6 months. If you're watching and you're keen to know more, drop me a DM. Happy to jump on a call and have a chat about it. Sorry, Catherine, just had a big conversation there about that, but I've gotcha. So you're wanting to find more electrical contractors. Not sure if building websites is the way forward, as I've had so far all my business from LinkedIn. We get most of our business from LinkedIn. What I like about LinkedIn is it's that personal touch. If you're showing up with your personality and who you are, you're more likely to draw clients to you who already kind of feel like they have an understanding of you. We do have a website. We have previously run ads as well, Google ads, something you can look at if you really feel that you need to get more clients in. It's kind of turning a tap on and turning it off once you get the ads right. But if you're not really feeling super called to do that, I would feel comfortable enough that you could push forward with LinkedIn, maybe combined with networking. So getting out there, getting into some of the construction spaces, like Construction Sport is a network that we're involved with, which is a really good one to be connected with. Yeah, that's probably what I'd think. Do you have any thoughts on that, Ricky? We did obviously work as estimators when we started out, when we started our business.
Yeah, networking is a good shout. I think getting in contact with the right people.
Yeah.
Where referrals can happen, etc. So.
Yeah, exactly. And if you do feel that you want to have a website, like a single page is fine. I don't think it needs to be a massive amount, but I think we've always gotten more than half of our business from LinkedIn, and currently it's most of it. And I think LinkedIn's a good
consistency on LinkedIn has been the most successful for us.
Consistency on LinkedIn, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And part of that is building trust. So that is doing things like showing up for lives, that is showing up for posts where you talk about yourself and who you are. It's that relationship building part, which is actually what we're teaching our clients to do when they're wanting to win more work, and it's what we practice, what we preach. So we're showing up to show that we know what we're talking about, that we like we're decent people, that we care about our clients, that we want them to win and succeed, and then talking about our product as well. So I think all the things we teach our clients to do about building trust with potential new clients, that's what we show up to do as well with our LinkedIn. So don't be afraid to put a little bit of your personality in there as well. Hope that helps. Cool. Anything else, Ricky? This accidentally went a bit long, but
no, that's it. I think we can open up now.
Awesome. Thanks for your question there, Catherine. Hope that was helpful. Cool. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, cheers.